Welcome to this tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to change colors when crocheting in rows. I am using worsted weight yarn in 2 colors. Any worsted weight yarn or any yarn really would work with the appropriate hook size. I'm using an H5.0 crochet hook. So I already have here 2 rows started of single crochet. I have 15 single crochet, 2 rows of it, and I want row 3 to be a new color. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to back up 1 stitch, because if I'm going to change colors in row 3, my new color is actually going to start in row 2. So I'm going to do my last single crochet here. I'm going to insert my hook into my last stitch and yarn over and pull up a loop, and I'm going to stop right there. And I'm going to grab my new color and I'm going to pull it through those 2 loops. And starting now with my new color, I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to turn my work and I'm going to start row 3 with my new color. So I'm going to insert my hook into the first stitch and pull up a loop and yarn over and pull through 2 for my first single crochet. I do like to tug on these ends a little bit just to make sure it stays nice and tight. I'm actually not going to cut this yarn just yet because I think I'm going to use it again. So I don't want to cut it just yet because I might use it again in row 5, and if I don't cut it, then that's going to be less ends for me to weave in. So I'm going to go ahead and single crochet across with my second color. Insert my hook into the top 2 stitches and yarn over and pull up a loop and yarn over, pull through 2. Insert my hook and pull up a loop and yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, got to the end of my row. And now I'm going to chain up 1 and turn and work across for row 4. Insert my hook into this very first stitch where my chain is. I'm going to insert my hook into that stitch and work a single crochet. I'm going to do that all the way across. Okay, I'm getting close to the end here. I have 2 stitches left and I'm going to change back to this first color for the next row. So I didn't cut it, it's just sitting right here waiting for me to pick it up again. Okay, and here's my last stitch. I'm going to insert my hook with this second color into my last stitch. I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop. And again, I'm going to drop this color and I'm going to pick up my first color and pull that through those loops, and I'm going to kind of tug on these to make sure it's nice and tight so that my ends are nice and straight. I'm going to chain 1 with my new color. Depending on your pattern, you might need to pick up this color again, you might not. I always like to leave it just in case I decide I want to change colors again, so that I don't have any extra ends to weave in. So now I'm back to my first color. I chained 1. I'm going to turn my work and I'm going to work into this very first stitch right here. Insert my hook and pull up a loop and yarn over and pull through 2. I'm going to do that all the way across my row. Okay, and now of course if I wanted to change back to the second color after this row, I would need to cut my yarn and then join it on this end. This really only works when you have 2 rows of the same color, then 2 rows of the next color, and 2 rows, then you can carry it up along one side. But if you only have 1 or 3, any odd number of rows of a single color, you won't be able to carry it up when you're working in rows. But I think what I'm going to do is I am going to trim this, and I think I'm going to join this color in the middle of this next row. All right, so I'm going to continue with this first color, and in the middle of the row, I'm going to pick up my second color, and then I might even pick this color, color 1, up again. So I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. I'm going to go ahead and single crochet in 5 stitches. So I'm going to insert my hook into the first stitch and pull up a loop, pull through 2, 2, 3, 4. All right, I'm going to change colors in my next. I want to do one more stitch in this color 1, and then for the next 5 stitches, I want to be in color 2. So I'm going to go ahead and start my next stitch. And in the last step of this stitch, when I pull through, my last pull through needs to be my new color. So I'm going to bring my new color, and I'm going to pull it through those top loops. Now you can see how seamlessly that looks. This whole entire stitch is made with the first color. Now my next stitch is going to be completely in purple. And I'm not going to trim this color because I want to pick it up again. So if you are doing tapestry crochet or you're doing a graph, some sort of graph, and you don't want to cut your yarn a million times, you can just carry it through. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay it right here on top of this stitch. And when I insert my hook, I'm going to insert it into the stitch, and this from the first color is going to be laying right on top. And I'm going to pull up color B. Color B is on my hook. And pull up a loop with color B. I'm going to tug on this to tighten it a bit because it got a little loose. And I'm going to yarn over and pull through with color B. And you can see I still have my first color right here. Insert my hook into the next stitch with my first color right here laying on top. I'm going to pull up a loop, still with color 2, and work my single crochet. And here's, it's still, I'm carrying it through, and on the back, you can't see it, it's hidden behind the stitches. Or I'm sorry, inside the stitch, I guess I should say. And continue that. I'm going to do 5 total stitches of the second color. So I have 3 so far. I'm going to do 4, keeping this first color laying on top of my row so that when I work my single crochet, I'm just working right over it. So it's I'm carrying it along with me. So my next stitch, I'm going to want to change back to color 1 in the last step of the last stitch that you do with this color. So I'm going to insert my hook with the second color and yarn over and pull up a loop. I'm going to drop this second color and pick up my first color again because I never cut it. I've been carrying it this whole time all the way through. I'm going to tighten this around my hook a little bit. I'm going to yarn over my first color and pull through those loops. And you could, if you needed to, depending on the pattern, you could carry this second color through as well if you were going to pick it up again, or if you're just going to cut it at this point, you can drop it. So I'm going to go ahead and drop it. I'm going to insert my hook into the next stitch and work a single crochet all the way across my last 5 stitches. So there we have our little swatch. We changed colors at the end of the row and in the middle of a row. So it really makes a difference when you pull that new color through the last step of that last stitch with your current color. It really creates this seamless, flawless looking color change.